Yeah, anyway, Mario heater break. We've had enough controversy this week, Michael, so let's just calm down a bit.
Missed a 7-ball. Got pegged back to 8-all, but he was really impressive, actually, the way he finished out the last few racks.
Be relaxed, just delighted to get through that match the way he did.
He's no stranger, of course, to finals. He's been in 3 World Cup. And if there are, freeze your opponent out. Break and run in the opening rack of the Roobet European Open. He is the referee.
Yeah, what's he faced with here? I think he's played the 1 and the 2. Yes, he has. So he's on the red 3. The line looks good to me, and the pace looks even better. Beautiful. Right off the top of the red 3. He's missed it. That's how difficult the shot was.
Ball in hand. Foul.
So associated, as I was saying, with the World Cup of Pool.
If we look back at last year's final,
though later in the year. In this tournament 3 years ago. But I think maybe the one I'm going to go for is the World Masters final 2 years.
Well, that's Fedor and Filler final. What you're talking about in the Masters was brilliant, but Fedor won it with a break and run. I kind of like it when both players get a visit to the table in that last
and we
rack.
have to mention it's Hanoi in 23. And Albin Ocean.
But got to the final of the World Cup of Pool with Joshua Filler. Wuchachin played. Still look an easy shot, that. Actually played it well. Couldn't make it at the last second, so I basically took Eklund's spot in the tournament and qualified. I think come on leaps and bounds since then. He's an all-round. Okay, foul. We couldn't see it, so the referee's right on it. Clearly touched the ball or something.
Ball in hand.
Probably wants to keep it in the middle of the table somewhere. Yeah, you see how it's bouncing off the rail? That just means you're leaving a gap for the cube.
Ooh, he's made the hit.
Foul.
Yeah, and the 3 just didn't quite get to the rail.
You have 2 fouls.
And it becomes such an integral part of Q Sports. So job more or less done. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there. Good results, so absolutely no reason to change it.
Yeah. Well, last night, you know, after all the play had finished, I went back to the hotel. Yeah, he was telling us Sebastianov about his practice routine. He said he plays for 30 minutes and stops between him and Filler, just to see if he was doing that with the chalk back then.
No, I think it's a much more recent thing than that.
Feel it from when he gets down on it. Yep. This is good enough. He's good.
9.
Ball has gone. No poke at the blue 2.
How do you see this one, Carl?
There's a bit of distance. He's queuing off the rail. He wants to try and use the brown as well here, not just the pink. In case it peeps out. A little bit more relaxed. You feel like, you know, you've been here all week and you've battled through. Someone like Mario, you just get the impression if he can win one of these titles, he's just going to relax, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think at the start of the year when we were maybe... I know Jeremy, though, who'll be along for the second part of the final, has been talking...
No. Yeah, nice.
His best spell really came right at the end.
Here on this one. This could get away from him. Look how soft he's got to hit it. Looks good. Yep, take that.
Yeah, so far seems to be playing better than he did for most of that semi-final earlier. So Moritz Neuhausen. First dry break from either player in this final, and he's left a shot at the one.
This in, or is he going to try and play the bank and get the cue ball out of the way? Yeah, it's the bank, cue ball out of the way. I'm going to say I thought I just seen the green move ever so slightly.
Start, please.
Yeah. Backs in front already once in this final. Here's his chance to get back to that situation.
Now because of that. Once it's off the rail, behind them couple of rows, there's a good few people there as well.
As I said, there's only really talked about how dialed in Neuhausen looks, Carl.
Is he going to win one? Because he's got the game, no doubt about it. Lost the cue ball a little bit there. He'll have to cue another good one here. Nice. Spun it round off the 3.
Came up dry off the break for the first time.
Of Mario Heat. He's got the 9 ball moving, but it's not going to go in the pocket. He won't care as long as this blue 2 goes. You never know what the table is going to give you after the break.
That's why I love these long.
Because even if you don't get the hook, you're leaving a brutal pot. Yeah, you see how he's got it to the right? I think he's nailed it as well. So he's got the hook. Yeah, he's just just trying to make something happen here. He's in a world of trouble, and yeah, you've just got to try and find that gap below right centre pocket. That gap there.
In the Hanoi Open.
Yeah, and it's them players where circuit, and it's just seeing who breaks through from that next pack, obviously.
Well, he's not really put a foot wrong yet. The big test, of course, comes when you get to. There's a huge difference between trying to get across that line when you're only a rack or two in front and trying to do it when you've got a bit of a cushion. Make that barrier a lot less daunting.
I've got one more pick. I'm sure I forgot somebody very obvious. Oh yeah, I'll go with Eklund catch. Yeah, good luck America as well, if that's the team.
Favourite. But just basically had to sit it out for a few racks while his opponent really took.
Even when he's come out of a couple of the hooks. Oh, okay. Is this a turning point? Is he on it? Lovely.
He's really starting to run away with this now. Couldn't have asked these first 8 racks, 6 of which he has won.
Yeah, the good thing for the American team is that big spell of events we've got. And that gives, you know, really kind of like make a name for himself for. Well, I hope so. I've just picked him, but I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I know there's been talk about the shot clock rules this time.
Oh, you really went there.
Well, he's sitting behind us having a
his own
pizza,
game because he's had some good cups, hasn't he? You know, he has performed in that arena.
Yeah, well, you consider the US have won.
And enough grief for 1 week.
In your first major title, however you did it, if you just fell over the line and it was a final. But he's being kept, who is absolutely.
Nineball was moving again there, and obviously a tough spot, and it's not going to be easy getting on the 3. Deliberate foul. This is, of course, allowed.
Foul.
He'll be fuming with this. They're going to hit the object ball on the other side of the combo. Yeah, big wreck for Neuhausen here now. Just needs one good shot to get on the pink.
So much pressure on Neuhausen, 7-2 down. And seen
times. Doesn't it?
Yeah, you can overthink things, can't you?
Zakas a little bit as well, to be honest. Watch out, cue ball. Oh, it's at the point. Needs a bit of help. And I don't. English. Yeah, turned it over too much. Okay. Pretty solid. Safety. It's very good. Got to see a lot of that in the Premier League just because he plays across to me as a student sport.
Foul.
Mario won't be happy with that one.
Foul.
You mentioned how well he acquitted himself on his Mosconi Cup debut.
Center. he's gone too much. Now, is he going to play a carom? Is the carom on the 9? He's going forward, so maybe the 9 is on. Pay attention to both balls. As well. Easy to overcut this. Straight in the middle of the hole.
That is absolute quality, absolute.
They can do it under the gun. They can do it when things are not going their way.
Okay, it all looks quite different now, doesn't it? It's back-to-back racks for the young German. Well, that's 2 in a row, which have come up dry for.
And that's why it come back down the table. This might give us an idea if Mario can see a bit of it. Running up towards the 3 there. Yeah, remember when I was telling you, Michael, for such a young man, rack, doesn't it? Just because obviously if Neuhausen wins it, he's closed the gap to within 2.
In this case, every rack. And you know what he means.
Yeah, just rolls it in behind the pin. This, so he's getting this popping over. That's just ridiculous. Don't scratch.
Yeah, it's going to.
Foul.
Look at this. Look how high he gets it jumping. Yeah, mighty unfortunate. That was as played.
And can now really get his teeth properly into this final. Get back to only 2 behind final so far. Absolutely. Going to be
Even
a massive night in the life of one of them.
Where the cue ball is now. Well, he's put a big stroke on this. How about this for a shot? How about this? Big, powerful draw shot he's played in the match, and to pull it out and nail it like that. Once it's off the rail or an angle, go out the middle. Yes, he does. This needs to slow down a bit, though. One more good poke needed. How's the pace? How's the line? It's going to go near the rail, this.
It's anyone's final now.
Yeah, we saw a lot of this in the semifinal with Moritz, where the 2 ball went near the cue ball, and he put a lot of racks together and really kind of closed out Eklund. And a real Moritz has a funny way of doing things, giving the underdog a chance or someone trailing some type of opportunity. It's all about capitalizing on the table, and the patience tactically is what I've seen that I was really impressed with. This is on purple. I think a lot of players get into that kind of perfect. Ball.
If but when, i.e. now.
Wow, how's that connection? The ball's just flying around. And again, the blue 2, I don't know if it's going to come clean semis. Looks like he's going to go behind the 4 and 6. This has got to go a little bit.
What a guts. Neuhausen has returned.
Yeah, the 2 ball has just really been his friend there, and of course he hit the rack well. I'm not taking anything away from that, but
Of the occasion. I guess for these two, this means an awful lot. This is one of the crown jewels
to
of
make
the
things
world.
easier later in the rack, he's going to stay away from that. 6 to the ball.
Another example.
I feel like he's picked up the pace a little bit around the yeah, you never know though with him, and you know, this long race, this
Well timed through the cue ball beautifully.
yeah, the 1's been good. Again, the 2 up nearing the cue ball. It's not
At
gonna,
this rate, that 2 is going to send him a frenzy request on Facebook tomorrow. Maybe even later on tonight.
him elevating there to pinch a little more.
Badly, and suddenly you're playing well again. It's a mixture.
And I think we all know he's in stroke and all the tools he has, and just don't feel like it was falling off.
And if he were to prevail tonight,
The guy that's going to get shut out, you know, it's hard to win out here, but he's going to be down in those finals. Caught that one a little thin, but again, things are going the right way, and he's playing right next to it.
his relationship with that 2 is turning into a bromance.
Yeah, for sure. A lot here. He can handle distance, obviously. And that's just fine. He won't.
And it's been one-way traffic ever since.
And if you want to learn,
Of course, concentration. And every...
yeah, the 2's going to spin near the cue ball again. Don't know.
Might have been helped
It's up
here
at
by
the moment. Oh, he's going to go ahead and shoot it. Yeah, I was going to say, what touch? Wow.
Extension called.
Yeah, he had a foul. Yeah, that was always going to be difficult to get a cushion.
Foul. Ball in hand.
It's looking increasingly likely that he's not going to be the man. Now we caught that a little thick. The heart might have skipped a beat, but it went in anyway.
You keep having to do it where it really becomes a problem.
From 7.
Yeah, the 2 is, you know, still absolutely ecstatic to get back to the table, whether he's welded to a ball or not. You're feeling it. Bottom rail behind the purple, most likely. away from the tee ball versus 6 or 7 feet away. Just see the instant reaction. Pretty smart here to come in close quarters. He knows he needs to stay on the right. I always talk. Caught that a little heavy to the pocket, so he's going to end up a little shy of perfect, but yeah, dead center, and the speed is absolutely perfect, exactly where he pointed. Yeah, kind of dug on that a hair more than maybe he wanted. And I was going to say, I mean, I kind of feel like he'll finish it with a break and run. I mean, why not?
That's a mobile, this zone-like concentration.
Yeah, and he's
Tremendous
talk
standard
about
he's produced.
Yeah, the speed looks good, and it's not too much either, so he can
Fitness
kill him
game
back.
Been ruthless efficiency from his opponent.
Yeah, after that mistake.
And just on the verge of victory comes the machine-like.
Yeah, and believe it or not, just it was all about the cue ball is what made it odd.
Yeah, given the circumstance, I'm not surprised he absolutely butchered it, but you can't really be too hard on the big man. Almost there.
Tonight we have seen the arrival on the big stage of a man who already in the Mosconi Cup has shown his credentials and his nerve under the most acute pressure. What a performance from Moritz Neuhausen. We've seen over the years on the World Nineball Tour some remarkable finals,